Hi folks, old man Grognard here. It's been a bit of a rough week. The reviews and such have kind of slowed down for the mere fact that I'm having computer trouble on my main computer. I got to do it all on this laptop here, but that's okay. But I've been spending most of my time trying to get my main computer up because that's what I do my editing and everything on. So it's going to be might be a kind of a slowdown, but I do have reviews on tap. Oh, it's a nice late night, of course, and I do have a couple of emails, but before I do that, shout out to my homies Ivan and Eric Bloat. You're doing a good job, guys. I like it. I'll get to you guys in a minute. I want to talk a little bit about that, but until then, I've got a couple of emails I want to lay on you. Got one from Doug Justice. Basically, he's saying, "Hello, Glenn. I just wanted to let you know how much I enjoy your reviews. Ever since Save or Die, I found your take very much in line with my likes. Good. I'm not alone in the world." Oh. He goes on. "I especially enjoy your classic reviews, BX, Beck Me, RC, Labyrinth Lord. Particularly because of your reviews, I picked up a good bit of Pete Spawn's work and absolutely love it. I'm going to run an entire campaign based there. Keep up the great work and keep those reviews coming. Doug Justice." Thank you, Doug. And yeah, we got more reviews coming, more OSR reviews. I've got one more Pete Spawn to do for now. And I've got a few from New Big Dragon games I think you'd enjoy. One which links up to that Psionics handbook I reviewed last time. And I've also got a review from Jerry McDonald. He says, he talks about the video I did called Triggered. And that was basically, well, in a nutshell, it was about how to prepare your scenarios, published or your own, with triggers on how to keep the framework loose and still be able to have a game. He says, "This is why I adamantly push the issue of putting very wide margins in adventure modules. I do too, but for a different reason. Probably to the point where groan and roll of eyes on the other side of the internet. Modules are not like normal books. They're guides that you need to be able to quickly glance at and understand before too much time slips by. So even if it looks a bit goofy, yeah, there is a great advantage to be had in being able to write notes where you need them in a book." Thank you, Jerry. You are absolutely right. I kind of take that part for granted because I like wide margins, so when I print them out, there's enough of a margin where I can actually put it in something like this and be able to read it without it going into the binding. That's my main objective about it. But that's a good reason too. So anyway, I guess this is my VR forum, so okay, we'll just deal with it that way. I just watched Eric Bloat's video on retro clones. Bravo. I like retro clones for a lot of your same reasons. The nostalgia factor, the familiarity factor, definitely. And it just, I don't know, it's like, it's like wearing an old pair of slippers or shoes. It just feels comfortable. It really does. I mean, I'm getting ready to do Astonishing Swordsman, and that is almost familiar to me since it's 1E. And that's almost like putting on an old shoe. Like I said, no pair of shoes. It's just a little different enough for me to go look through the book again and such. But on the whole, I like it. And I like, all the other ones out there. I just have a hard time picking one. We're going to do Astonishing Swordsman for a while, but I may end up at Swords and Wizardry or something like that, or Labyrinth Lord, or Mazes and Perils. Who'd have thought? But we'll see how far this game goes. I try to remember what Ivan posted. The game tailored specifically for me. I don't think I finished watching that one, so I'm going to pass on that. But as far as my likes, you guys pretty much, I've gone over what my likes and things are. But I like a combination of character, story, where they intersect. Where the rubber, to me, that's where the rubber meets the road. Because I like a story that is character driven, but I also like a story. Which means I don't like, it's not, I'm not saying I don't like sandboxes or things like that, but there's got to be a few built-in stories in there for them to follow up if they want to. And as far as character-driven stories, I like good characters. I like good NPCs and things like that. And as far as players go, they're the ones that drive the story as far as I'm concerned. I put the frame out, they fill it. They are the ones doing the deed. It makes me sound like a lazy dungeon master, but hey, I am. But aside from that, I do my homework. I mean, you've got to do a certain amount of prep. There's no getting around it. I mean, you can't just go into a game cold, even if it's 15 minutes of prep. You got to do prep. And fortunately, most of us who've been doing this a while got enough back stuff they've done that they can actually, a lot of people can actually throw something together in like 15 minutes. A friend of mine used to say, it's donkey work, but it's donkey work once. You have it then. So you can reference it. This is why people keep notes. This is why this is why I'm a freaking pack rat. A role-playing pack rat. That's what I feel like sometimes. I've got old player notes, player character sheets notes and stuff that I've just I print stuff out that I don't even know if I'm going to use, but it looks interesting and I kind of want myself to do it. I've got like I said, I've got game systems back there that I haven't even touched. And it drives me crazy sometimes. But like I said, it's donkey work once. So that kind of gives you an impetus to do it. Once you got your ducks in a row, there's your ducks, pick one. So I have, like I said, an Astonishing Swordsman game coming up. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm starting them off at first level. I was going to start them off at second level, but I found out where I want them to be. I don't have to work as hard. I thought I have to get them up to fourth level to start another scenario that I wanted them to start. And I think I may disappoint them a little because they're all hipped up on this high adventure stuff with Conan and stuff like that. And I'm going to start them with something called Rats in the Walls by Jeffrey Talanian. And it's not a great big, sprawling epic Conan-esque thing, but it'll get them up level enough to actually do the big stuff. And I'm going to try and make it as entertaining as possible. So, there it goes. I also am constantly, like I said, I'm rambling right now, so I am constantly fighting with myself to cut back. And what I'm talking about is cut back on stuff. I'm not necessarily, I've cut back on prep enough, okay? It's taken me a couple of days to do this, but as you know, as most game masters know, starting a game from the ground up takes a little more time. And so I put the time in. But what I'm talking about is, I don't want to, sometimes I feel like I take my whole game room with me to go run a game with somebody somewhere else. I mean, I've got the books, I've got my bag, I got the dice, I got the tokens, I got the map, I got the mat, I got markers. There's everything I can think of. It's like I'm going to a convention every time I go game. And I'm really trying to cut back on that. I did a nice little video on one of my Old Man Grognards about what I take and that plastic thing. I bought like 3 of those. I bought like 3 of those, and you can like switch them around, which is nice. But I only take one stacked 3 high. That, the box, and my bag, that's what I'm going to take, because they're filled with tokens, pencils, scissors, tape, markers, some kind of anything I can think of that I might need that I can fit into 3 of those. That's all I take. Deck of cards in case I'm playing Savage Worlds or something. I've got some spare tokens around here I can use as bennies. And I'm always worried that I'm going to come up short as far as like having stuff. I don't want to put out a whole big battle mat and say, oh, I don't have any markers. That kind of thing. So I pretty much raided the office supply stores already and got what every once in a while, like when I go to like Office Depot, I'll bet you might do this sometime. When I go to Office Depot, I always buy a compo book just to put on the shelf. Because I use the Graph compo book. I'd rather buy those at Walmart because you get them for like under $1. And you go to some place like Office Depot or Staples, you're paying like $2.50. But I've got like 10 of those up there blank because I start one for every game I do, every campaign I do. I try not to do it for every campaign I do, but I do it for every, like I've got a Gangbusters book up there. I've got a Castles and Crusades GM book up there. I just started an Astonishing Swordsman book, right down the line. Savage Worlds book, yeah, I got all those. And I get one of those and I buy a set of mechanical pencils. When they got like in the, say 25 for $5, $7, I'll buy those and just throw them in that plastic thing. And I've always got pencils with me if anybody needs a pencil. It's just, and of course I got blank character sheets and blah, 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 like that. But every time I go to the Office Depot, I always look for pencils, or no matter what I'm going for. If I'm getting something printed, I have to pick something up, whatever. I always get those, try and look for those 2 things. And let me tell you, as far as brand goes, for pencils, Bic. Do not use Papermate. Bic, there's another one out there, I can't remember the name of it, but there's other brands. Just don't use Papermate. Papermate pencils are crap. They really are. They fall apart on me, and they always break. And yeah, all mine are Bic pencils. I don't know about the dollar store. You may be able to find some good ones there. I don't know, but that's what I do for like prep. For bringing stuff, but that's what I restrict myself to. I figure and my tablet, because I can load my tablet with PDFs. So if I'm short something, I do that with my 5th edition games because I don't even have the books. I just got the PDFs on my tablet, and I go, okay, fine, because I don't want to buy the books, and I'm not saying where I got the PDFs. So anyway, so I think I've jabbered at you long enough. And I'm brought out a drink too. So we will end it right here. I hope you have a good evening. Hope you have a good week. More gaming to you. And until next time, bye-bye.